You are.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE.
Give me a hell yeah!
Now, let's meet the host. Kyle Gagliardi.
The face that runs the place!
Jim Tucker. And Erica Marini.
I'm the boss. I'm the blueprint. I'm the standard.
Well, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I am your host, Mr. OTM, Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me this evening is my good friend, Erica Marini. How we doing, Erica?
I'm good. I'm good. Gearing up for this weekend.
I was gonna say, what's the excitement level at for you?
I'm pumped, and it's like I keep forgetting like that there's stuff every night, so it's like amplifying it, and I'm ready to go.
It's
how excited must you be? Yeah,
I'm very excited. I mean, the build to the card probably hasn't been the strongest of builds, but usually when that stuff happens, WWE delivers. And with there being like a new head of creative, obviously, which we are going to talk about with Triple H, I'm hoping we're going to see some exciting things. But you got some plans this weekend. What you going to be up to, girl?
I will be heading up north for a friend's birthday, but I still am very excited for the Summerslam activities.
So you will be watching live, correct? So I could text you if anything big happens?
I'm not sure. I will definitely be watching the Ric Flair live.
Oh, wow.
Sunday.
So that's taking precedent
I'll be home for
over...
Sunday. Yeah. I can't ask like 20 other people, like, hey, mind if I just sneak off?
Hey, you want? We turn on the cock over here? I'm trying to watch SummerSlam.
I mean, we'll see. I'll try.
It is a birthday party, so that'd be a little weird if you had SummerSlam going on.
Unless it was my birthday party.
Then it would be completely normal. Then we'd be okay with it. But
I would insist upon it.
You actually had a busy weekend last weekend, too. If people didn't see on your socials, you got to meet a couple people. You went to Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. How was all that?
It was amazing. It was a crazy show. If you haven't seen it, it was awesome. I got to meet Claudio, and I got to face my fears and meet the Briscoes, who were completely wonderfully nice guys. I was scared that they were going to eat me, and that's kind of why I put it off. And I think because like I popped out and I was like, hi, like blah, blah, blah. And they like instantly softened up for everyone else's picture. They like mean mugged and made their face. And I forget them. I think it was Mark. Still made his like dopey face, but like Jay like smiled like in it. And it was just nice. Also their hands, which I gave Tuck a heads up, their hands are like way softer than I pictured for a couple of chicken farmers from Delaware. So
I wonder if they lotion up before and after.
You must. They take good care.
You got to make sure you get the lotion going on.
You know,
maybe they were nice to you because of the new hair. Ryan Vogus already noticing it.
Oh, I hate it.
Look at that. You hate it? I like it.
I know.
It's new.
Yeah, there was an adjustment period. Maybe it's coming out of it. It's all frizzy and gross now, but
looks good to me. We both had a little bit of change in our hairstyles. I took a lot off, as you can see.
It looks good.
Just committing to it, you know?
Got it. First of all, it's summer, mid-July, and I feel like that's like very Randy Orton of you.
Okay.
Orton-esque.
I'll take that. That's a compliment.
I know you will.
Randy Orton's a good-looking dude. For sure. So before we get into all the goods, we got a promo code going on this weekend. Once again, on the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com. If you go to our website, buy some merch, and use promo code SLAM for SummerSlam, obviously, you will save 15% off your order. My Bryan Danielson shirt just came in. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make OTM polos. I know Mikey Wilson was interested in one. Ian was interested in one. The website doesn't offer that, Erica, so I guess we're shit out of luck.
SOL. Good thought, though.
But hey, there's other good stuff out there. I mean, you got a couple of the items, right? A crop hoodie.
I got my crop hoodie. I got my joggers. My regular hoodie.
Dirk Bogus checking in. Pleasure to see him as well. Live here on a Thursday night. Mikey Wilson booing. I don't know who he's probably booing the polo thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mikey. It was a great idea, and I was excited for that to be a possibility, but it's not, unfortunately.
Not rubbing this in if he's not. Is Mikey going to SummerSlam?
He is not. We tried to get Mikey to go. Probably was financial reasons, which completely understandable.
Got it. Yeah.
We're not all like Tuck, who somehow is finding all this money to do meet and greets, to go to every pay-per-view. I mean, the dude don't miss. Tucky don't miss.
He's having himself a summer, and I love it.
He's calling it a hot Tucky summer, and he's going all out for it. I would say no pun intended, but he's not going to that. So even if I had tickets, Mikey said I would have to cancel because of work. That's a bummer. So I guess he will not be watching live. Friendly reminder before we get to the SummerSlam discussions, I am still one half of the OTM PLE champions with Ryan Matthews. I just want to make sure people are aware of that. We hopefully will do a Google Doc per usual. So you'll be able to give us your picks there. We'll tweet it out, put it on Instagram, all that good stuff. And speaking of social media, Erica, we kind of went viral today.
We did. You came out with this really cool video that I just thought somebody else made because it's like way outside my realm of comprehension.
Got our handle on it and everything. So we're watermarked there.
You did it. It was awesome.
On TikTok, we're at like 18,000 views on that video, and we've already reached 250 followers on TikTok. Yeah, so if you're not following us there, go ahead and follow us at Pod on the Mark. Robbie Collins checking in. Good to see you, Robbie. Seems like it's been a couple weeks. And Mikey says, stop saying friendly reminder and start saying humble brag.
It's true.
I mean, he's not
Especially since I try to forget.
You do, because you don't win much on this show.
I don't think I won once. Oh, I did. I won like a 5-way.
Oh,
I won when everyone else won.
And then when you went against everybody that was a part of that 5-way, you lost.
Yeah.
You'll get there one day, Erica. You've been with us for about 20-something episodes, maybe in 20 more.
Bound to happen.
But hey, we had a lot happen this past week. Going back to last Friday, it's one of those moments where you're going to look back on and be like, where were you when this happened? Obviously, Vince McMahon retiring, he sends out that tweet. What was your initial reaction to this? Because even though all this, stuff's going on with the legal issues and all that, him sending out that tweet and actually retiring, I was not expecting that. I don't know about you.
I think I thought I was maybe not comprehending it. I was like, oh, this can't be what it means. There's got to be something outside because, I'm a little behind. So I just figured it was me.
Don't you like how he just like straight up said, oh, I'm 77. That's why I'm retiring. Nothing to do with what's going on.
Nothing at all. Just coincided.
Vince, we know why, you're retiring.
And then we saw the other tweets that were like, oh, you can't believe it. It's this, it's this, it's this. And it was just like, I wasn't sure like what to believe. But now it's like.
Well, it's like one of those things. I expected, honestly, him to die while being the CEO. Sure. Like he was just going to keep doing this until he couldn't even think. Yeah. But obviously things happen. But, all that, bullshit that's happening aside, we obviously have to show our appreciation, I think, for Vince.
Sure.
Even though what he's doing is very inhumane. But regardless, what he has created has led to so many other things in the business. Without Vince McMahon, we're not here and we're not talking about wrestling on a podcast.
It's true. So you have to sometimes separate the man from what he's done. But
we got an interesting question from Ryan Bogus.
I saw that.
What's more likely, Erica winning an OTM title or Mikey Wilson winning an MVM?
I'm gonna tell you, because as long as I'm on this show, it's more likely that Mikey Wilson gets MVM. Because I'll never vote for you again, Bogus.
That's true. There's only 2 votes. And this week, the MVM is back up for grabs. We had an interview last week, so we put it on pause for a little bit, but it is back up for grabs today. And we got Tino's time checking in. He says, hey, guys, how you doing, bud? And Mikey Wilson saying, it's still a work. He will take Theory's briefcase and cash in at SummerSlam and be your new undisputed champion. 3-time champ, though.
So you sold me.
So, yeah, Vince obviously retiring means Triple H era has begun. They named him head of creative. And you obviously have Stephanie and Nick Khan, who are co-CEOs. So we had Monday Night Raw happen, and I think a lot of people were expecting there to be changes right out of the gate. I don't know if you were one of those people, but I don't think it's fair to just assume that they're going to go immediately to what Triple H wants. Like, you got to keep these storylines going to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think I was not fully one of those people. I think I was like hopeful that I would just see like a little glimmer like here and there, or like, oh, this has been dragged on for long enough. Like, let's make this happen and make it like more interesting, something. But I agree. It's not fair to expect sudden, but I'm seeing people say that maybe just wait till after SummerSlam, or I'm just very optimistic right now. I feel good about WWE. They were always the big guy. Now they're the underdog in some aspects. And I'm just like kind of hopeful that it turns around and that Stephanie and Nick Khan and Triple H just make it what it could be.
Yeah, I think the word optimistic that you said is probably the feeling for the majority of wrestling fans, because, you know, during this PG era, it's all kind of been the same style of booking, similar matches, same people. But when you have Triple H now in charge, you're kind of, I wouldn't say you're expecting, but maybe there's little sprinkles of what used to be with the black and gold era, because what he was creating, that new generation in NXT, was the hottest thing in professional wrestling. Like, NXT was the brand, and everybody wanted to be a part of NXT. So maybe those guys and gals are going to get more of a shine. You see certain people that used to be employed with the company, a la Karrion Kross, come back to the WWE, Johnny Gargano, which I'm sure we will talk about later. But I mean, you just have to be excited, right, Erica? Like, this is good news in a way for WWE.
And I think if there's anything that we've seen from Triple H's work in the past, it's that we have a right to be optimistic. He's given us no reason to be doubtful. And
It's
then,
it's a good question. I don't know if you can think of something on the spot, but Vogus asked, who are you most optimistic gets a real push now that Triple H is in charge that hasn't really gotten one yet?
The first people that came to mind were 3 NXT people.
Let's hear it.
I would think Shayna Baszler. I think she was such a beast in NXT and then came up and just fell. I don't know what happened to her, but I think she deserves to be what she deserves, or what she is, what she could be. Ciampa, I feel like
that's the big one.
Whatever. And then normally I'm not stoked as of late to have NXT call-ups happen. I would love Io.
That's what I was going to say.
A reason for Io to stay here and just be a huge force on the women's roster. So I would love those 3 off the top of my head.
Io is the one that I immediately thought of, because like there's not a lot of true babyface female talent in the women's division.
She could go either way too, and I love like heel Io. That entrance is killer, just like her demeanor, because she's just so like whatever, you know,
charismatic. I mean, her moveset is flawless.
Yes. Yeah,
she can have a good match with anyone. Io Shirai is definitely somebody that I would keep an eye out for. Mikey Wilson asked, how easy was it for him to tell the kids new to the business what storyline to be a part of compared to telling vets on the main roster? The question kind of confuses me a little bit. Not gonna lie. Yeah. But those are good ones from Ryan Vogus. He said Ricochet and Nakamura came to mind. Ricochet is definitely one, because I would say in a way Nakamura really hasn't been floundering. Like, he's featured and we've seen him in mid-card title feuds. I honestly don't believe Nakamura is a main event type talent. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
There's some, maybe on the main roster, especially too. Like, I don't know.
But hey, regardless, a new era has begun. Triple H is taken over. We will see if things happen here at SummerSlam, because we got a few surprises on last year's SummerSlam, and the card it's pretty solid. I'm not super excited about it. I'm just happy that I'm going to be there in attendance, because that's going to.
I was going to say, like, when you were saying before about like the card and like this and that, you know, that atmosphere is going to be electric, and it's going to be a blast just because frigging SummerSlam and everyone's going to be excited to be there. So I think it's going to be.
So Mikey was basically saying his difference between being in charge of NXT and the main roster, the challenges he will face. I would say maybe egos. I think there's going to be bigger egos on the main roster and be like, oh, you're just favoring this NXT guy because he was over when he was with you there. That could be an issue. But if there's anybody that can handle it, I feel like Triple H would be that guy, which is, I'm very excited for it. Ryan Voga said Triple H will bring back the amazing entrances like NXT had. You had Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Cross, etc. were made by their entrances. And that's 100% true. And if you bring back Cross, bring back Scarlett too, because we want the whole package.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I love that now that like people like Cross. I like the thought that people might come back, or that, you know, Johnny, who was just really content, like you said, he wanted to be there for his baby, this and that. Totally get it. And I feel like someone like Triple H, he trusts to like give him what he wants and to treat him like the way that he wants to be treated. So I'm excited.
I mean, if you want to keep talking about people that they could bring back, no, I do.
Oh yeah,
Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, and Tegan Nox. I mean, just load up your women's division, because they already have probably the best women's division. It's just they seem to push the same female talent. So maybe just get an influx of new blood in there and make things really interesting for the main roster. But let's just get right to it, Erica. We got SummerSlam coming up this Saturday. The first one is not really a match. This one was postponed. We were supposed to get Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, but there's a kayfabe injury. It's not real. They are saving this for Clash at the Castle. So this will be happening in September.
Which Robbie's going to.
Yeah, excited for Robbie, because obviously they don't get the opportunity to do that practically ever. So lucky for him, Robbie Collins. Shout out to you. I'm a little disappointed this matchup isn't happening, though, Erica, because this felt like one of the fresh ones we were going to get here at SummerSlam. Did Erica just freeze on me? I think Erica froze, which means I might need a replacement here, and I might have to do this by myself, which is something I didn't expect to do. But hey, this is what happens when you do a show live sometimes. So we're going to go to the big screen here, and if anybody wants to hop in and maybe be a replacement here to help me fill out some time, because I don't know what happened to Erica. She just completely froze. Ryan Vogus, I'm probably going to go to Gmail right now and send you an invite. So if you're capable of doing so, Mikey Wilson, I'm also going to send you an invite. I'm just doing this on the fly because I don't have a backup plan. But let's get back into Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle, that match that's not going to be happening anymore at SummerSlam. It's a little bit of a disappointment, like I was going to say to Erica, and I think she might be back.
Yes,
you good?
Yeah. I thought you died, but it was me.
It's all right. Hey, if Bogus and Wilson want to still come in, I did offer them an invite so they can come join us. I almost had to call in the bullpen, as Mikey Wilson said, and Bogus is at the gym. So, yeah, kind of disappointing we're not getting this match, though, right?
Same. I feel like it was a guaranteed good time. I'm curious, though, do you think Seth keeps the match?
I do.
Because and then that just leads it open to who would be his. God, I hope it's not somebody disappointing.
So, yeah, let's just talk about that. Hypothetically, if Seth Rollins does do the open challenge, like the video that I kind of put out there, because you would assume that Seth Rollins probably needs to be on that card still, because it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So you got to have a match for him ready to go. Name that popped into my head right away for obvious reasons was Johnny Gargano, just because of Triple H recently taking over creative control. That is a Triple H guy. It's a dream match that we haven't gotten to see, I believe, in the WWE. So if you kind of just want to surprise people, and give them a good quality match, I feel like Johnny Gargano has to be at the top of that list.
And I saw people say, like, you can't just do that. You need a storyline. That is what I admire about AEW, is that they don't need storylines. You could just give you a match to give you a match, and if you want to work out the semantics, later, then you could. Or it's just like, hey, we had our back, got cornered, and we needed to put a match together, so bon appetit. I don't know. I would love to see it. I don't know who else it could be that.
Well, there's a comment right there from Vogus. He says, Fiend Me. That is a name.
I also saw somebody say that if the Fiend came back, he'd come back as Bray, not the Fiend. And
I think it's a Wyatt 6 that he's pushing on social media as the new gimmick.
Right. So, and you saw his bio, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it said, but
it was something like, I'm going to butcher it because I butchered it the first time and then I reread it and I was like, oh, I was way off. It's basically something like, start again, kid. That's what you do. Something. And then he quoted it and it was
begin again, kid. It's what you do.
Yeah. So was that like a direct quote from Vince to him? Was it something that Vince said in the past and now he's kind of just trolling everybody? I don't know.
And at least there's history there. So there's continuity if they did want to go to the
Fiend. And that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And imagine if Bray like recently like just agreed to it, and that's why they kind of had to pull the plug on him and Riddle's match.
Right.
And
it could have been the plan the whole entire time, and they were just saving it for a big return or signing.
True. So. But
those really aren't realistic, I would say, just because we know they're not technically under the WWE umbrella.
Austin Theory?
No, I mean, Austin Theory's got a United States title match. Why would it be him?
Oh, yeah. All right. I forget.
I think your more realistic ones are like an AJ Styles because he doesn't have a match. They just recently had a match on Raw, so there's something there. Kevin Owens, there's history there as well with Seth Rollins, two guys that are not on the card. So if you're going in-house, those are options. But I think regardless, we got to get a Seth Rollins match at SummerSlam, right?
Have to. Yeah. Yeah.
We're not going to predict it, though, because we don't know.
We don't. I feel like no matter what, though, it's going to be a good one. I feel like Seth delivers. That's not a hot take.
You know how I am with Johnny Gargano. If I hear Rebel Heart,
I watched your video and I got chills. I was like, I haven't heard that, seen him come out to it. Like, plus he always comes out with like heart eyes every time he like goes out. So
he's just one of the best baby faces of the past decade.
Yeah,
he's just so perfect for that role. That theme fits him so well. If he has a match with Seth Rollins, I mean, that's just, even if he loses to Seth Rollins, having a match at SummerSlam as your first pay-per-view match, because I believe he hasn't fought on a pay-per-view. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I know he tagged with Ciampa a little bit.
It would have been like Survivor Series, if anything, when they all.
Yeah. This is another option as well. I totally forgot about that. They pulled the plug on Edge return the other week, so maybe run it back. Edge comes out and faces Seth Rollins. Those two had a match at last year's SummerSlam that Edge actually won. So it's another opportunity that would make sense. But let's get into the actual card matches. We know that's going to be happening. We're going to start off here with Logan Paul versus The Miz. And once again, if you're watching us live, leave us a comment in the chat about who you think is going to win this match. I'm the champ.
Am I picking right now?
Yes, you are picking right now. That's what this show is, Erica.
That's what we're doing, like Marini.
She's just here so she don't get fined. But I'll go first since I'm one half of the champions. I'm going to go with Logan Paul based on the fact that it's his first singles match in the WWE. I think it'd be weird if he lost it because, like, where do you go from there? And obviously the fans don't want to cheer Logan Paul. He's naturally going to be a heel, so I hope eventually we lean into the heelish side of Logan Paul. But let's start some momentum here. He's with WWE now. So give him a win. I'm going with Logan.
Who does he have in his corner? Anybody? Like the way that Miz has Ciampa?
No, that's something I didn't consider either. Ciampa has been around in this feud.
Could there be any way that maybe like Ciampa turns on Miz and then he's kind of like Logan Paul's heater?
I think it's a possibility, yeah. I don't hate that idea.
I mean, just because I have literally nothing to lose, I just said that. I want that to happen, maybe. I don't want Logan Paul to win.
Erica's alluding to Vogus's comment. If he brings out his brother, they'll both get booed.
Yeah, they will.
So what's your pick?
You said Logan Paul? I kind of want Logan Paul, too.
It's all right. It's early.
I don't.
It's early. You can have the same picks.
Also, but wait, because Logan Paul needs to win and move on from this feud because I am tired about hearing about the Miz's balls. I don't.
Oh, you're not going to stop hearing about the Miz's balls.
If they're miniature, I do not give a fuck. I don't care. It's the dumbest thing, and that's coming from this 5-year-old boy. The dumbest thing I've ever had to experience. BRB had to let Ben out.
I mean, you had to. I thought it was pretty exciting to see Maurice come to the ring with a purse that was the size of testicles. I shouldn't say the size of testicles, but a replica of testicles. I thought that was funny.
And then they really made this shirt about it. But the crowd is never behind it. The crowd's never like, ha, it's so funny.
It's just forced in.
It's just, we should have picked up on the cues. Maybe give it a couple cities and then be like, all right, no one's really buying this. Let's just
Right, you are, Bogus. I'll bonk you on that comment, though.
Keep it in your pants.
Yeah, so we're both going with Logan Paul in this one. Let's move on here to the Raw Women's Championship match. We're running this one back to Bianca Belair, the champion, taking on Becky Lynch. Erica, you get to go first this time.
I mean, what's been Becky's MO? Is she still freaking out that she's not champion. I don't know.
I think she's kind of saying like, I'm back, like I'm here.
I don't know. I think this is Bianca's redemption as champion to not have to.
What are the odds that this is a quicker squash match than last year? What if they just flip the script and Bianca hits the KOD in like 20 seconds?
Do we think that happens? Do we think that there's a return of some sorts?
So I do think there is a return, but I think it's after the match. So like if I'm booking it, I'm not saying this is going to happen. If I'm booking it, I do that. I have Bianca squash Becky Lynch, and Becky can go back to that spiraling that she was doing for a couple weeks. So I thought that was very entertaining. And then you have a returning Bayley show up to confront Bianca Belair, because that was a matchup that was supposed to happen until Bayley got hurt.
Yep.
So I just feel like Bayley's got to be lurking. She's been gone for too long.
And I feel like she's such a good troll too. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, remember when, was it Keith Lee? Where did he debut in AEW? I forget when. But like, he posted pictures from his honeymoon and made us all think that he was like on an island somewhere. And then he showed up, and I feel like Becky did that. I mean, Bayley did that for the Rumble. You know, she's been like posting pictures. So I feel like when her time is right. But we also, I mean, I don't know her allegiance with Sasha, if she would be the type to be like, oh.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw it, about an hour ago, there was a report that WWE is trying to mend that relationship and bring back Sasha and Naomi now that Triple H and Stephanie are in control. So I actually do believe they're going to be end up coming back, just for the optimism that's going on in the company right now.
I do too. And again, I feel like if anybody could get them back, it's Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So what's your official pick in this match?
I'm going to say Bianca. And we'll drink to that.
Fair enough. I'll drink my long drink. Long days deserve a long drink.
Where is she? I'm wearing my SummerSlam shirt of the match that never happened. Bianca and Sasha last year.
In a way, that's kind of vintage. Like,
it is.
This
so
didn't happen.
I was in between this, because, you know, Mike and Bobby went last year. So Bobby's like, I'll get you a shirt, whatever. And I was in between this and the Roman and Cena one. I was like, I like the colors on the Roman Cena one. I like the vibe of this one better. And I was like, fuck it, Sasha and Bianca. And then when it didn't happen at first, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I feel like the shirt's like icky. And then like the more I thought about it, I was like, no, this shirt is like even better. I love it.
I do like that shirt. You definitely got to make sure it stays in good condition though.
Always. Yes. This is only the second time I wore it. I think maybe the first time.
You wore it on this show, I think.
Okay. I was going to say, so maybe the second time. But I think that was also the day that I kept changing shirts, and I was like, should I wear this? And you're like,
you literally texted me before this show, like, should I wear this or that Ring of Honor shirt? Because I was at Death Before Dishonor. I was in the third row. I was on TV the whole time.
I didn't say that. I said, should I wear my Ring of Honor shirt since I was just there, or should I wear SummerSlam? You bitch.
You were on TV though.
I was on TV. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
And I loved how I kept texting you, and you and Mike would do things that I said.
You go raise the roof for me and Ian, and I was like, all right, Kyle wants to raise the roof, and then like we just.
I like how you just went for it too. You're like, yeah, Kyle
I need to buy that pay-per-view because I need to like see.
Yeah.
Plus, it's always fun to watch it like on TV.
I caught myself sometimes paying more attention to what you and Mike were doing than watching the actual wrestling.
I'm trying to think what match it was. Well, I know the guy because I know him from local wrestling, and I wanted a hot dog, and he bought the last hot dog. So now I have like a vendetta against this man because I was like, freaking like, what are they called?
What do you put on your hot dog?
Honestly, ketchup, and my dad poo-poos it.
Yeah, it's an anti-Chicago thing to do that.
Is ketchup? What do you guys put on out there?
It's usually just mustard, and then like
I do like mustard on it as well. I also recently got into like the mayo on a burger game, but I saw some girl make a hot dog the other day, and she made it with mayonnaise.
That's weird to me.
Okay, all right.
I would just go ketchup, mustard, onions, simple, to the point.
Oh yeah,
char that dog. Let's have a good time.
Oh, char. Do you butterfly it, as they call it? Do you split it?
No, I don't, but maybe I should. That might be a move. We just want.
I also prefer my hot dogs. I'm not crazy about. Do you like the snaps? Sorry, do you like them with the skin on them?
I don't like them with the skin on them. And obviously, I don't like cheese dogs, as Voga said. Cheese dogs.
I don't think I've ever had a cheese dog. What about a corn dog?
Corn dogs are solid. And a pro move with the corn dog is in that little boat that they usually give you. Put the ketchup and the mustard, and then just roll it around.
Oh, that's a good idea. I want a corn dog.
Mikey,
butterfly and drop shredded cheese in, he said.
So Mikey's a big Blackstone guy. He sends us Snapchats. He's grilling all the time while drinking his Busch Light. This dude knows how to throw down. But back to wrestling.
All right.
I mean, that's our that is why we're here. That's usually why people tune in. Yeah. I also
just ate my last hot dog. Yes.
Yeah. I also am going with Bianca Belair. I think it's the end of this feud. And hopefully we get a new one with Bayley. Hopefully she returns. That would be great. I feel like you're going to have to see either a debut or one return or two on the show. I think Triple H wants to make a statement, and I feel like having Bayley come back after this match would definitely be one of those statements you could do.
Totally agree.
Now the whole chat's just talking about
pigs in a blanket are elite. Pigs in a blanket with like spicy mustard. Yummy. Mikey
said Julie's on vacation. I'm home alone for a week. Blackstone and Busch Lights are flowing. Things you love to hear. So we both are going with Bianca Belair to retain. So we have the same picks so far, Erica. I'm not going to do much winning with that.
Until I forget who I picked when I fill out the form and change.
Right on. I don't know if there will be a form. So you might have to DM us or text us individually to get those picks in, because Tuck is flying to Nashville, I believe, right now. I think he might be in the air, like above us.
Was anybody down there? Tuck. Oh, he won't be my way.
Tuck.
Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, he went to the East Coast to get to Nashville.
He just pops by. Is anybody down there yet?
No. So I'm riding up with Tyler and his girlfriend tomorrow.
Oh, but Mrs. with them.
Mista will be with Tuck, so they'll be there tonight. Does Gags look like Trent from Best Friends with his head shaved?
I said Randy Orton.
I mean, I'll take Trent too. That's cool with me.
Trent is bae.
I like Trent, and he likes his mom. I love my mom, so
And he loves his dogs.
I love my dog. It's a perfect fit. So this matchup just got announced on Monday Night Raw. You have the Judgment Day taking on the Mysterios. This, I believe, is a no disqualification match. So I'm sure Rhea Ripley's going to get involved, as she did on Monday Night Raw with Aaliyah. I get to go first here. The only reason I would pick the Mysterios if hypothetically Ray or Dominic got taken out before the match and you have Edge fill in, because Edge was taken out by Finn Balor. So there's a little bit of a story there. That would be the only reasoning, but I'm not banking on that happening. That's once again just fantasy booking off the top of the dome. So assuming it's just as is, Judgment Day versus the Mysterios, it's got to be the Judgment Day. They got the numbers advantage with Rhea, unless somebody comes to help the Mysterios, and they're the new heel faction. I just think they got to keep the momentum going. So I'm going with the Judgment Day.
I agree with you. I'm also going to take Judgment Day. You brought up the point with Edge, and I agree with that. I also think we've all been saying like, oh, Dom's got to turn. Dominic's got to turn.
Ooh,
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but Benjamin.
Hey, Ben. Impromptu appearance.
I think if he does ever turn, it would be on a night like tonight, and then it kind of gives time still to mend that or carry that between him and Ray.
Keep it going.
I'm going to say Judgment Day just for, I don't know. Just cause.
Yeah, fair enough. So this here's another match here that I'm excited for. Pat McAfee with a career record of 1-3 in the WWE, taking on Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin's got the upper hand most of the time so far during this feud. He attacked Pat after Money in the Bank, and he keeps attacking Pat on SmackDown while announcing. So the signs would be pointing that Pat eventually is going to get his revenge, whether that's tomorrow night on SmackDown or at SummerSlam, Erica. So you get to go first on this one.
Wait, so he's 1-3. What was the third match?
He faced Adam Cole. He faced Vince McMahon. He faced Austin Theory.
Oh, technically, right. That match counted too. Right.
So, yeah. He lost.
I think it's got to be Pat.
You think?
Yeah.
Really?
You think Pat loses?
I'm not saying that. You seem pretty confident that Pat McAfee is going to walk away with the victory.
Sure.
But why, though? Why should Pat McAfee, the commentator, get a win over the full-time?
Because he's sporty and athletic. That's why. And he's a good wrestler. He's all right. He's an all right wrestler.
He is a good wrestler.
All right, then. So, I mean, he beat damn Adam Cole.
Like Voga said, McAfee will always get to say he had Vince's last match, which is much bigger than win-loss.
Until Vince does a run-in on Sunday night.
Yeah, that was funny. Mikey said Corbin on commentary during the Shinsuke entrance was funny. That it was. I'm enjoying the feud, but I don't want this to be the end of it, honestly, because they got history. They both played for the Indianapolis Colts.
And yeah, I mean, and Pat could win by DQ. No, sir.
So you went with Pat. I originally wanted to go with Pat, but something tells me I'm just gonna stick with Pat. Pat's my boy. I'm for the brand. I watch the Pat McAfee show every day. I love him on commentary. I'm just gonna go with Pat McAfee. There's no rhyme or reason to this pick. Just going with it. And
I sold you on it. That's you know.
I don't think that happened. I'm just being a loyal, down since day one-ish kind of guy.
Sure.
So I'm going with Pat. One more match, and then we're going to take a brief intermission. This one I am extremely excited for after what we saw at Money in the Bank. Definitely had a match of the year candidate there. It is the Usos taking on the Street Profits for the Unified Tag Team Championship. And I'm being pulled two different directions, Erica. I'm thinking it's either this is finally when the Street Profits split, or we finally are going to end the reign of the Usos that seems to have been going on forever. I'm conflicted. I might regret this pick, but I'm going with the smoke. I'm going with the Street Profits. I feel like they're very hot right now. I like the way they've been presented on TV. Even Angelo Dawkins has been getting a little bit of a shine recently. I think you strike now. A little bit of dissension in the bloodline, just questioning if they really are the faction in wrestling. I'm going with the Street Profits. Erica, what about you?
I'm going to echo what Vogus just said. Does the bloodline lose all the gold? Spoiler alert. I think Saturday night is the night. I think it starts with the Usos losing to the Street Profits, and I think it carries on, and Brock takes it from Roman. So I, too, am going with Street Profits.
I didn't have any reasoning behind the Pat win. I just said I liked them.
Well, you know.
That's not true. Does the bloodline lose all the gold? So Erica is in agreement with me. The Usos are going to lose here to the Street Profits. If the Usos do win, I think this definitely is where you see the separation of the Street Profits. Wouldn't you say?
I don't know, because is it still more like a one-sided thing where it's like commentary and like
they haven't really talked about it much on commentary the last.
But like together, they're still like cohesive, and there's no like cracks. So that kind of like makes me mad. Not makes me mad, but it's kind of like annoying, because it's like, all right, are you trying to make something out of nothing? Are you planting a seed, but like they're not really doing anything to like water that seed, and it's just going to be like, oh, one day and Tez turns on Angelo and like, oh yeah, we all called it, but like it would just be, I don't know, random at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, Vogus asked a fair question. Is there anyone for the Street Profits to face if they won? I think you got American Alpha in the mix, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to think after that, though.
You know, the other guys.
Yeah. No, honestly, fuck it. If you're bringing Johnny back, give us DIY.
I'm saying, I feel like Hunter will like rectify this. And you know what? Maybe this is the time for the Street Profits. Like, yeah, they're, you know, they've been the happy-go-lucky guys, like the super baby faces. Give them an edge now. I'm not saying turn them heel, but like give them some sort of whatever, that if they eventually wanted to go to the dark side, that they could. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think Votes would like this answer. What about Jinder Mahal and Shanky? They've been getting a little bit of a rub on.
What about Veer and Veer versus the Street Profits?
Too much. Does it have to be a turn, though, Mikey asks? Can Docs just support a singles run? I think we talked about that briefly on a couple episodes ago, didn't we? That it doesn't always have to be just someone turning on someone.
Sometimes, look how many I hate to constantly compare to AEW, but I feel like I do it in like a positive way or a constructive way.
Leans AEW, by the way.
The E stands for Erica. How many singles matches has Dax Harwood gotten? And you don't see you know what I mean? You don't see Cash doing run-ins or you know, interfering
getting
whatsoever.
Mad.
It's just, yeah, it's what it is. They're boys, and that's that.
Jinder, Veer, and Shanky trios champs. Look out, world. That would definitely get Bogus going. But we're going to get right back to the United States Championship match after this brief OTM intermission.
What's everybody saying about the On The Mark podcast?
It's just insane, and I love it.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
Unlike any other.
It's a great show.
We'll be right back after a brief intermission.
So let's talk about that match, Erica. Bobby Lashley, the United States champion, taking on Mr. Money in the Bank. Any chance what Theory's been saying comes true, that he wins the U.S. and he cashes in the same night, or you think Bobby Lashley's going to return?
I like to think I try to think of like outside factors. Like, who's Bobby's enemies right now?
MVP,
and he's
Cedric.
still with Omos.
Yeah.
But are like MVP and Cedric and like Shelton Benjamin still a thing? Like, is there a chance that like they sort of come to? I mean, there's no mouthpiece there.
No.
I hate to. Oh wait, Bobby Lashley's champion.
Yeah.
I go first.
Yep, you go first this time.
I went
first.
Let's take a brief intermission.
No more intermission. We know what the people are saying about the On the Mark Wrestling podcast.
I think Bobby Lashley retains. And that is just what I think.
I mean, expert analysis, like always, from Erica Marini. I think
you know what? I have no rhyme or reason, but here's my PowerPoint presentation onto why I think Bobby Lashley wins. Okay, my name is.
Imagine there's bullet points going down Erica's screen right now, people.
Doof.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like I was mocking you. I feel like obviously I would like Austin Theory to win, but what about Bobby Lashley? Although. Because I feel like Theory's cash-in is not going to go well if he does that tonight. I mean, if he does it Saturday night. And I would say then what after Bobby Lashley, but I feel that like Roman gets dethroned. So I feel like that opens the door for somebody like Bobby Lashley, but I don't know if he could really like take a loss to Austin Theory.
Lose to Theory and then climb the ladder and go after the bigger one.
And Theory has no allies from what I can recall. But then what happens to Theory after? I guess he still has the briefcase. Bobby Lashley.
There it is.
Bobby Lashley retains.
I think this is one of the easier picks of the night. I think Bobby's definitely going to retain. One, I think he's a good United States champion. Like, that's a good face to have there in the middle of the card holding a title. Like, Bobby Lashley is that dude. And you could say, oh, Bobby is bigger and better than that. Maybe, but sometimes to elevate a title, you have a guy like Bobby Lashley hold it. And I think if we get a good run with him, that really would establish that U.S. title.
Yeah, I agree.
In theory, doesn't need it. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase,
and he's got the heat.
Yeah, he's already, he's already in a good position. So I also am going to go with Bobby Lashley in that one. So we have two more matches here to get to. One of them being the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Liv Morgan obviously cashed in, won Money in the Bank over Ronda Rousey, and here we are. We have a rematch at SummerSlam. I think this one's difficult, Erica, because if you look on paper, Ronda Rousey shouldn't lose to Liv Morgan. It just doesn't make sense. But Liv just won the briefcase. Where's your head at in all this?
I think my head is at, I feel like if not the Bianca Becky match, this might be a match that somebody comes back for. My question is, what is Charlotte's deal? Because I feel like somebody like Charlotte Flair would take issue with somebody like Liv Morgan, being SmackDown Women's Champion. And I think Liv retains, but I think there's something that happens. And I don't know if that's a run-in or DQ. I don't know. But I think it would be shitty to have Ronda. I mean, and maybe Shayna comes out as for Ronda. Maybe somebody comes out for Ronda and beats the snot out of Liv, and that, kind of builds Ronda back up and keeps her, as Ronda Rousey, and Liv still retains. Maybe something like that. I think Liv leaves champion.
I think there's a lot of directions they can go.
Focus.
And I don't think it's going to end very cleanly. Of course, you saw the comment before I did. There's no way this match is great, right? No, I actually think it's going to be a solid match. I hope it is, but it's definitely not going to be clean. Like, there's no way Liv Morgan is going to get a clean 1-2-3 pin over Ronda Rousey. It just wouldn't make much sense. But did you make your pick, by the way? Did you say
I said Liv?
Liv. Okay. So I'm also going to go with Liv. Not super confident about it because, like you said, maybe Charlotte does get involved. Maybe Natalya finds her way either into this match or causes an interference of sorts, because we still have Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night. Maybe there's a way she gets in there, and that's a good way to protect Ronda and still have Liv retain the title. I was going to say,
do we choose? Get out of here, Adobe. Do we choose who leaves as champion or who wins?
Who leaves as champion?
All right, I'm sticking with Liv.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Liv, but I definitely think there's going to be some sort of shenanigans going on in this match. I don't know if this is going to be the last match between these two, but like I said, I'm not expecting it to be a clean win for Liv Morgan. But we both are going with Liv, which then takes us to the main event, the last man standing match, Roman Reigns taking on Brock Lesnar. And obviously you have Theory with the Money in the Bank briefcase looming. I have to go first, don't I?
I mean, I just keep cutting in front of you, so yeah, it's your turn. I could go if you want.
So I'm going to go with Roman. I think Roman is going to win the match with Brock Lesnar. I feel like WWE has been shoving the idea of Theory cashing in down our throats too much, where it's too obvious that it's going to happen. I think Theory tries to cash in after a big spot between Roman Reigns and Brock that looks like they're going to keep him down, but Dolph Ziggler somehow gets involved and the cash-in doesn't officially happen. Like, he's going to attempt to cash in and say, ring the bell, get this match started, but I think Dolph will be waiting there when he turns around, hits him with a super kick, and just takes care of him. Because if Dolph isn't really involved in this attempted cash-in, then what are we doing here on Monday Night Raw with him showing up ringside to every single thing that Theory is doing? So I think Roman goes over Brock because I don't see Brock really competing now that Vince is gone. We obviously heard the speculation that he walked out on SmackDown. Obviously, he came back and, showed up. But I think he might just be, pulling a favor here and then he's gone.
That's like an interesting angle to all of it, too. But doesn't Roman kind of like want a break? Need a break, like he hasn't really
wrestled much recently over the past couple months, and they've been keeping him off TV, so I think he kind of got his break.
Interesting.
I'm going with Roman, though. I don't think there's a cash in, and if there is, I kind of hope he fails. I just can't see Theory being the undisputed Universal and WWE champion
unless it happens, unless Roman wins, Theory cashes in. Maybe Brock helps him win, and then because Brock knows that if it came down to it, he could absolutely annihilate Austin Theory for that belt.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's Roman's time to lose. The plans obviously got shuffled because of all these injuries that were happening. So maybe Roman was going to lose to like a Cody Rhodes or something like that here at SummerSlam. But I think with Brock coming in, filling in, Theory with the briefcase. What'd you say?
What?
Are you asking for help on this? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was talking to Ben.
I'm going with Roman Reigns to walk out of SummerSlam still the unified champion. Erica, that means you actually have to make the pick now.
So let me...
Did she just freeze again, guys? When we were talking about the main event of SummerSlam, did Erica just freeze again? I can't believe this is happening once again during the middle of the stream. Erica needs to get some better internet over there or something, as she's sending me a private chat right now. She's saying be right back while we were talking about the main event of SummerSlam. So if you're watching this live right now, I would appreciate some comments. I want to hear what you guys think is going to be happening here in the main event. Erica's already ripping me in the private chat saying because of my Ethernet connection. But let me know in the comments what you think is going to be happening here between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Erica, take Brock, win the title. If Vogus, is that what you actually believe is going to happen? Do you believe Brock Lesnar is going to win the belts and then maybe he gets cashed in by Austin Theory? I mean, it's a possibility, but I'm not predicting that. I'm going with Roman Reigns. I'm going to be wearing my head at the table t-shirt, and I'm going to be supporting my tribal chief when I go to Nashville this weekend, leaving tomorrow morning, and Erica looks like she's trying to come back. Here she is.
I'm here.
What's going on over there?
So what happened while I was gone?
I just want to know who you're going to pick here in the match.
You know what? I like what you said. I need that little boost from Bogus. I'm going to stick to my guns. I said what I said before. I think this is the depletion of the bloodline. I think they lose all the gold tonight. I think, because who's going to freaking take it off of Roman Reigns? Nobody. Brock Lesnar, Cowboy Brock. So that's what I think. In Nashville, Tennessee, Cowboy Brock becomes your new, albeit it could be for a night, it could be for a month, it could be for a year, but I think that Brock.
So you're telling me at Clash of the Castle, you're going to get Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre?
Why TF not?
We've seen it before.
We've seen Roman and Drew.
Yeah, but not for the title.
It doesn't matter. Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. I don't remember there being a title match between those two, unless it was a Survivor Series.
Because I remember. Wait, Roman and Drew.
Yeah, I don't think
because I remember Mania. I remember talking this year or last year, if I like guest spotted, it was Roman versus Drew for something, and I said, I remember at Mania 35, the two of them had a match together, and nobody could have given less of a shit about.
Yeah, it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, but it wasn't for the title.
Boy,
different. There's new iterations of these two characters. Like he's the tribal chief.
And we've seen Brock and Drew. Let me guess. In my 51st Dates brain, I can't even name one. So
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania what?
The COVID WrestleMania.
Brock won?
No, Drew won. Jesus.
Oh, Drew
Christ.
beat Brock. Drew beat Brock to win. Yeah, all right. So
yeah, I was going to bring up this point too, because he was like, Vogus said, put the title on Brock if Roman has limited dates. I feel like Brock probably has more limited dates on the schedule, but I don't see Brock competing without Vince.
But don't you think that there needs to be, as we said about Punk being like a nice segue champion, I think if Brock is on his way out, we don't know that Vince didn't say, hey, just fulfill SummerSlam. You're going to win the belt, fulfill it, you hold it for a month, and you're going to drop it to so-and-so. It's going to take somebody big to take it off of Roman Reigns. It's going to take a Cody. It's going to take a storyline.
I think it is Cody.
It's going to take something. But it is going to happen, and it needs to be somebody big. So I think maybe it could be Brock, and Brock could be, if Brock's on his way out, then it doesn't hurt Roman to lose it to Brock, and Brock can lose it to whoever the hell he loses it to.
Wilson's in agreement with me.
Brock.
He says, I don't see Brock competing without Vince. Great point, guys.
Kiss your MVM goodbye.
You know what? Time will tell, obviously. So, Erica, you don't think there's going to be any sort of cash-in or involvement with Theory?
I like what you said, and I would be cool if that happened.
With an attempted cash-in?
And Dolph, I would love to see a match between Theory and Dolph, so I feel like something that did happen. They had a match a few months ago, I think, or like a month ago. Theory and Ziggler?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
And I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Don't be soft, Erica.
All right. I took it back.
With your dial-up connection over there.
All right. Dial-up? Talk about your Ethernet.
I know. If I didn't have that, I'd be lost. And let's get to one more SummerSlam question, though, because we didn't talk about this with that tag team match. Vogus said, does anything happen with Jeff Jarrett? He is a special guest referee for that match. Is he the reason? So
weird.
Is he the reason maybe the Profits win?
Wait. He's the guest referee for what match?
The Street Profits versus the Usos?
That is random AF.
He's from Tennessee.
Why that match?
He's going to be there. He's got Ric Flair's last match on Sunday.
Why that match?
I don't know. Don't ask questions I don't know the answer to.
Well, no. Don't tell me things that you can't answer.
I mean, WWE couldn't even answer it for you. Ask Triple H why Jeff Jarrett's doing it.
Weird.
It is
You're
weird.
right. He is.
Do you think he gets involved? Is there a weird finish? Or you just think he calls it down the middle?
Do you think that the bloodline paid him off?
Maybe Heyman paid him off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's
potential there. And yeah, I agree, Vogus. Have the briefcase last longer than a month. Actually use it for suspense. And that could be the character for Theory. He just threatens to cash in at every PLE and he always fails. Like he tries to, he attempts to, he never officially cashes in. He just always gets fucked up by Dolph Ziggler, Madcap Moss, the million people he's feuding with right now.
Yeah. Because he has no friends.
Yeah, he does not have any friends. But yeah, that is our SummerSlam predictions. Hopefully we'll have a Google Doc for you to give us your predictions. But if not, you can just text me directly if you have my number or send us a DM on Twitter. You know the deal is saying main event will end in a double 10 count. Roman retains. Usos prevent Theory from cashing.
That also.
Yeah, that also definitely could happen.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. We got some decent seats. A lot going on. I talked to you off the air, but I might as well tell the listeners. Friday night, going to the roast of Ric Flair at 8:00. After that, Tuck and I believe Mista are going to GCW at 10:30. Awesome. And then, Saturday, meet and greets all day long, and then SummerSlam. Sunday, I meet Johnny Gargano, get my NXT title signed, and Ric Flair's last match with me, Tyler, my cousin, and Tuck, obviously. So a lot going on in Nashville. I'm very excited to be heading out there early tomorrow morning. Hopefully you're watching live so I can just text you if anything big happens.
I have a phone, yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything for you, though.
Spoil it.
No.
And then, wait, what's the card Sunday?
The card Sunday is actually really good. I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head. I know you have the Von Erichs.
Versus the Briscoes.
That's happening. You have the Impact World title, which is Josh Alexander, and I forgot who he's facing off against. I'm trying to pull up the card here, but I'm not having any luck. It just took me to Fight TV, where you order the pay-per-view, and obviously I'm not going to order it. I'm
pissed off because nobody orders more fucking Fight TV shit than me, and you ordered one like this. I got a $20 credit, and I was like, "Fuck you, Fight TV," because I don't use the app. Yeah, I use the app. It's called my fucking FightTV.com.
Okay, calm down. Yeah, you're just jealous I got points. It might have been from Bleacher Report, not Fight TV. I seriously, everything I've gone, I've already clicked on 3 links. I know, I'm trying to look at the card too, but I'm not getting a legit answer here.
It's Josh Alexander versus okay.
So you have the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. I know Bully Ray is going to be in that. Killer Cross is taking on Davey Boy Smith Jr. That'll be cool. The Von Erichs versus the Briscoes. Ray Phoenix versus Bandito versus Laredo Kid versus Taurus. Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. You have an indie dream match with the Wolves versus the Motor City Machine Guns. That's going to be awesome. This is another great one. Jonathan Gresham versus Nick Wayne versus Alan Angels versus Takeshita. That's insane. Yeah. And you have 3 title matches or 3 marquee matches. The Knockouts Championship, Jordan Grace versus Rachel Ellering versus Deonna Purrazzo. That one should be good. Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. Another good one. And Ric Flair and Andrade El Idolo versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Does Ric Flair lose? Does he go out on his back like all wrestlers do?
Honestly, I think so. I was thinking that like maybe for this match before it was announced, I'm like, who could it be? And it would have to be somebody like a Joey Janela that like grew up, that loves wrestling so much that would be willing to just like lay down and take it from Flair. But I think
Lethal doesn't want to do that.
It's to me, it's an odd pairing, and maybe it's something that I don't know. But how does he go out? Was he going to do a Kurt Angle and try to get Baron Corbin over? I hated that, by the way. I don't know. I don't think Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair gets the. I don't know. Does he have bad blood with Jeff Jarrett? What is this all about?
I don't know. I just hope he survives.
No. Did you read that he wanted to do? What did he want to do? Oh my God, what was the move he wanted to do? And then, and Charlotte was like, "This not happening." Like a Tope Suicida or something. And Charlotte's
going to be
there. You're not
there.
Doing that.
There's going to be a lot of big names there. I'm pretty excited to see.
That's exciting. Yeah.
We have 4th row to that too.
Oh shit.
4th row. Yeah. So we're right there.
Oh my God.
Takes a super kit from Jeff Jarrett, and then you get, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Sorry, I love you.
Shooting star press.
Oh my God.
He would die, but that is what Kurt Angle did. So Erica, it's that time of the show, episode 105. It's really between 2 people. It was Ryan Bogus and Mikey Wilson. But, the good thing about being Mr. OTM, the good thing about being one half of the OTM PLE champions, the good thing about being the AEW champion is you have more say than other people. I'm not going to go with your biased vote. I'm going to stick to what I know. And what I know is we have and still MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast, Ryan Vogus. And Erica is taking out her AirPods in disgust. You obviously didn't agree with me, but hey,
no,
it was a tight race once again, but I'm going to give the champion's advantage to Ryan Vogus.
Because what? Because why?
He had better questions, better engagement.
I don't think whatever, because he's walking on a damn treadmill.
Hey, do what you got to do to survive in advance.
You know what, Mikey? One day it's going to happen, bud, and it's going to be fucking sweet, and I can't wait. And the streets will be... what if it's like the streets will something with blood? I don't know, but it will.
I mean, I love how every week Mikey Wilson comes out and performs in the chat. Vogus is right there. Vogus is always lurking.
Vogus just like stuffs him every time. Like Mikey's like, "Hey guys, no."
Mikey's like,
and
"I got a chance." Vogus just goes.
He's a working man.
He was close, but congrats.
Well, Mikey, you're my MVM.
I guess that's something for you, Mikey. You can hold your hat on that, but you're not.
And he said you look like Trent. How dare you?
I kind of like the Trent comparison. Trent,
yeah, you know what? Take it back. Tell him he looks like Chucky T.
Mikey Wilson is the Liv Morgan of this podcast. He will eventually get a pity win he doesn't deserve.
There's no pity. There's no pity.
I might strip Vogus of that comment. I don't stand for the Liv slander. I don't.
Oh, congrats. I mean, thanks, Mr. Vogus.
What did Mr. Vogus say?
He said congrats, Ryan.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Erica has no stickers, so you won't be getting anything.
I have an extra sticker, Mikey, so coming your way.
It's all right. You will never
Somehow.
get it. Erica will
I will just I'm just going to put an envelope and put Mikey Wilson, Texas, USA. Send it in the mail.
They'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check out our website, theonthemarkwrestlingpodcast.com. Use promo code SLAM this weekend for SummerSlam, and you will save 15% off your order. But Erica, I think that's all we got from him. Any final remarks?
It is a big weekend for wrestling. I'm excited. I trust everyone else is excited, and it's going to be a good time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Call it now while we go off the air. Who will Seth Rollins face if he has a match?
I hope it's Johnny Gargano.
Yes! Good answer. Good answer. That's a good way to end the show because I do hope it's Johnny.
Mikey said Gags looks like a Depression-era garbage man.
I don't even know how to take that. I don't even know how to take that.
Get to work on the railroad, bitch.
Mikey Wilson would know because he probably was around during the Depression era. That's how old he
I'm
is.
even older than him, so...
No, I didn't say you were young. I did not say you were young. Well, that's all we got for you guys this week. So thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling podcast.
Fuck you.